We're live tonight, and my microphone is nowhere near me. That's not going to be very useful. Here we go. Okay, we are live, and tonight we're going to take a peek inside the Triathlon Nutrition Academy program. So if you're jumping on Instagram, and if you want to see my screen, you might want to go and jump onto the Facebook page. So you want to head to Dietitian Approved on Facebook, and I'm going to share my screen with a little bit of a peek inside what the Triathlon Nutrition Academy program actually looks like, which is what our members are getting access to tomorrow, because doors close at 7 o'clock sharp tomorrow, Australian Eastern Standard Time, so Brisbane, Australia time, 7 p.m. And then at 7:30 p.m., we are going to jump on and have a bit of a party with our new members. We're going to have a bit of a celebration at 7:30 p.m. So I'm super pumped for that tomorrow night. So, all right, if you're jumping on Insta, hey Lauren, hey Nutrigenius, hey Neve, I am just going to share my screen with those people on, hey Leslie, where I'm going to share my screen with those people on Facebook. So if you do want to see my screen tonight, and you want to see what the program looks like in the back end, what our members get to see, then you are going to want to go and jump on the Dietitian Approved Facebook page, and I will show you what it looks like. So let me just do that. Let me get my technology sorted. I've got a couple of screens going so that this works properly. Share screen. Share screen, and then I want to show you this one. This is so cool technology, yo. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen with everyone over on the Facebook page. So head to Dietitian Approved on Facebook if you want to see it, or if you're in the DA Crew Facebook group, you'll see it as well. But I'm just going to hit share. All right, so you should be able to see what the actual program looks like on the inside. So you'll see down the sidebar here on the left, where's my mouse? Down on the left here, I'm not used to using triple double screens. Where's my mouse? Here it is. Okay, so down the left here is our program. Now I've got 12 modules laid out for our content over the next 12 months. And if I'm brutally honest, it's set up as a 12-month program at the moment. And I am going to play that by ear. Like if people want to do this faster than 12 months, then we're going to do it. So the first thing that we're going to do is really get people to nail their recovery nutrition. That is what we're doing on the first Wednesday of every month. We've got a nutrition expert seminar with me, yours truly. You get an advanced sports dietitian with 13 plus years of experience in your pocket to teach you all these things as we go from feeling tired and exhausted and run down and unsure about what we're doing to feeling energized and smashing training and on that journey to become a supercharged triathlete. So recovery nutrition is, I think, one of the biggest things that you need to get right early. And so we're going to do that straight off the bat. And then we're going to do pre-training nutrition, which I think is also another really key factor to your performance as a triathlete. You need to make sure that your nutrition around training, what you do before and after, is maximized. So we're going to tick those two boxes first. And then we're going to build out your very own meal plan. So we're going to take that pre and post training information, and then we're going to build out the rest of your day. So what are you eating for snacks? What are you eating for your other meals? And our gold members get access to the entire Dietitian Approved recipe database to make that easier. And they also get access to a special Triathlon Nutrition Academy database that I have created that includes a whole range of other sort of snacks and meal ideas to help with this process. So usually I would write a meal plan for someone, but there is no reason why we can't do this together. So I'm just going to make sure that you've got everything that you need to be able to do that. And we're all going to develop our own individualized meal plans that perfectly fit our needs. Excuse me. Still getting over my cold. All right, and then we're going to make sure we are periodizing our intake to training. So now that we've got a meal plan, we're going to keep tweaking and building on that and evolving our plan so that we're not eating the same thing every day, and you really understand how to adapt your training for your training load. Another really key thing that I think is important if you want to become a supercharged triathlete is that you aren't eating the same thing each day. It really needs to evolve. So I'm going to teach you how to do that. And we're going to spend a bit of time here because it's something that you can take away with you forever. You know, it's not something that's going to be good now and then that's it. Like, you really can take this away with you forever. So if I teach you these skills, it's kind of like the last diet you'll ever need. You know, we do the hard work up front with a bit of education and information, and then you're going to be set for life. So I'm going to teach you how to eat on light recovery type days. Hang on, pop-ups. And then we're going to talk about how you actually change what you do to then suit a double session hard training day. I think that's really important to understand. And then also for long weekend sessions, like when you've got a 2, 3, 4+ hour ride, like what sort of things do you eat on that day? So you're not just spending the rest of the day raiding the cupboard. Hey, Cooper. And like long run days too. Like often you might do a long run and your long run's, 75 minutes or something. So it's not really that long. And then other people run for 3.5 hours. So we just need to have an understanding of how your nutrition needs to change for those types of days. So we're going to spend a bit of time up front doing that sort of stuff. So that's the first 4 modules of content to really make sure what you're doing day to day is perfect for your training load, because that is where you're going to get the most bang for your buck out of what you're doing day to day. It's not the tip of the triangle of our pyramid. It's not the sprinkles on the top. It's getting that foundational work right with what you do with your day-to-day nutrition. That needs to be nailed in and drilled in for you. So we're going to spend a bit of time doing that first, because most people don't do this first. They do this last. And then they come and see me because they are feeling tired and run down and fatigued and falling into a heap on a Friday. So we're going to make sure that none of that happens, and you're going to be backing up and smashing training. Excuse me. All right. And then we're going to go through what you're going to eat for ride sessions and making sure you've got a plan for fueling on the bike. And we're also then going to tackle what you're going to do on run sessions. So learning how to eat on your feet, what our options are, and lots of tips to sort of prevent runner's gut and make sure that you are actually fueling for performance here and not either just not eating because it's really hard or eating the wrong things and kind of suffering for it. And the only way in that case is out. So we're going to tick off those 2 things, which are really important in our supercharged triathlete journey. Then we're also going to develop our very own carbohydrate loading plan, which I'm so excited to do because I've not met one person that knows how to carb load properly without any sports nutrition advice. So we are actually going to calculate our own specific carbohydrate loading plan for you. And then I'm going to teach you how to adapt it for different types of races. So whether we're doing Olympic distance or 70.3 or Ironman, your carb loading plans needs to change and evolve depending on the distance of your race. So I'm going to teach you how to do that as well. So you come away from that module knowing exactly what to do for carbohydrate loading so that it's evidence-based. You're not just eating spaghetti the night before and hoping that that's going to carb load you, because let me tell you, that is not even close to carb loading. And then we're going to make sure you understand your hydration needs. So that goes for what you have for hydration during sessions and also for hydration to rehydrate after. Hey, Fabian. Hey, everyone on Insta. I am sharing my screen on the Dietitian Approved Facebook group if you do want to come and check out what the program looks like on the inside. So you can jump over there if you like. Or you can also watch the replay over on the Dietitian Approved Facebook page as well too. Sorry, I've been sick all week thanks to just going too hard. So coughing has been a common occurrence today. Okay, so hydration is really important to rehydrate because we know that dehydration affects performance. So everyone is going to figure out exactly what type of, see you on there, Fabian, is going to figure out what sort of sweater they are. So figure out how much they sweat per hour of a session, whether it's running or riding. We're actually going to calculate that specifically for you. And then you'll have an understanding of how you need to hydrate in sessions, and then also how you need to hydrate effectively after as well, so that you're not turning up to the next session not rehydrated again. And then also what I see a lot of people do is they just drink and drink and drink and drink. So they have no plan for drinking. They just drink a lot. And so that's also not great either. Hey, Alex Stewart. I'm sharing my screen over on the Facebook page if you do want to see some behind the scenes action of what the program looks like in the back end. Okay, and then we're going to tick off a couple of really important nutrients that I talked about on the live last night. If you do want to watch that replay, that is very important for every triathlete to get an understanding of, and that is calcium, which is really important for our bones, but also for every single muscle contraction. We need to make sure we are getting enough calcium to function properly as an athlete, because if we don't get enough from our diet, we actually borrow it from our bones, and that's really not a good thing, because then we end up with weaker or porous bones as we get older, and gives us increased fracture risk and breaking our bones if we have a crash, etc. So we do want to make sure that we have a really strong bone health, and we're getting the right amount that we need specifically in our diet every day, because if not, we're going to compensate somewhere, and that's not a useful thing. Hey, Julie Tutton. All right, now iron's the next really important nutrient that we need to make sure we are getting. It helps to carry oxygen around our body, and so that's really important for exercise, right? We need oxygen to breathe while we're exercising, so we're going to make sure that you're getting enough iron here, because low iron is quite common for endurance athletes, because we bleed a little bit through our gut when we exercise. Every time we pound the pavement, we burst open our red blood cells, and we lose iron that way. It's called heel strike hemolysis. And there's lots of factors that affect iron absorption. There's things that enhance it. There's things that block it. So I want to teach you how to understand how to get enough iron for you, and then make sure you're maximally absorbing how much you have as well, because we don't want to be low, because then we can't train very well. We're going to be fatigued and tired and run down, and tired to the point where you just can't catch up. Like, you're tired and dragging your ass to training for no apparent reason. And it's not that you need more sleep. That doesn't fix it. You actually need to fix your iron. So I've got some sports dietitian strategies for you there to make sure you are never without this. All right. Excuse me. Sorry for listening back to that coughing. That is horrendous. This is the last live I just had to get through tonight. All right. And then later on in the program, I really want to help you understand and use caffeine in an evidence-based way, because caffeine lowers our perceived rate of exertion, which helps exercise feel less hard. So it's very useful from an endurance perspective. And I want you to use it if you're comfortable using it, but I'm going to show you how to use it, because I have people that are so afraid of it and just don't use it. And then I have people that use so much caffeine, I don't know how they don't have heart palpitations or in hospital when they're racing, and I end up scaling them back. So there is like too much of a good thing. Hey, Chris. So I'm going to show you like exactly how much you need for you. It's very individual, and talk you through where you get caffeine from and when we use it and how we use it and all those sorts of things. I think that's really important for any distance of triathlete, whether it's sprint, Olympic, 70.3 Ironman. Caffeine is great. Doesn't have to be coffee if you don't like coffee and tea. There's plenty of other ways to get it in, but we're going to talk about that as well. And then towards the back end of the program, I'm going to make sure that you either, if you've got gut issues, we can tackle them. And if you don't have gut issues, then it's making sure that you're eating the right foods to keep your gut happy. There's lots of research in this space that's kind of exploded over the last, 5 years. So it's for people that have gut issues or people that don't have gut issues, but we're going to make sure we do a good job with feeding our gut microbes here because that's going to keep us healthy. A lot of our immune cells are in our gut, and so we want to make sure that we don't get sick all the time and run down. And there's a few things that we can do nutritionally here. So that is our program that's loaded in at the moment, and I've got so much more beyond that. I'm just not overwhelming people to start with, but there is so much to learn when it comes to triathlon nutrition, and I think these are the key components that you need to start with to lay a really good foundation. And once you've done this work, then anything we're doing on top of that, we're just building on. Hey, Ali, Ryan, and Nadsy. I am on our Dietitian Approved Facebook page sharing my screen if you wanted to take a sneak peek at what the Academy looks like in the back end. All right, so that's our program. There's a few other things in here like discounts for certain products. So we've got discount for Performance for members and VPA, which is protein powder and things like that. Hey, Scott. I'm sharing my screen on Facebook if you want to come and have a look at that, Scott, on Dietitian Approved page. Hey, Ali, Ryan. All right, so yeah, there's discount for things in here. We've got our Strava group. Yeah, Triathlon Nutrition Academy is on Strava, so you can kudos and race people and check the leaderboard and stuff like that. That's pretty exciting. The program is in here as well, and then any announcements that come up. We've got some quick links for how to get to our Facebook page, how to join me on Zoom. We've got an entire calendar. So the next 12 months is laid out here, and it's down the sidebar here for quick sort of reference as well. But there's a whole page with the calendar. What else have we got in here? Strava Club, terms and conditions, and then a link to listen to the Triathlon Nutrition Academy podcast. If you don't listen to that already, go and find it wherever you listen to your podcasts. A welcome video from me. Here's our program, and we've got a bit of a credo as well because I really want to create a beautiful community of triathletes who are all supporting each other because it can be quite lonely. Like if you don't train with a squad and you just do solo sessions, then yeah, it can be quite lonely. So we're going to create the best Triathlon Academy community ever. Yeah. So that's what it looks like. What else is in here? We've got a link to book a consult with me if you get stuck. We've got our Olympic distance race nutrition course here if you need to do that as well. And there's going to be loads more stuff added over time, but I just wanted to show you really quickly kind of what it looks like because for some people, it's just getting like a really visual of representation of what it looks like. So that's what it looks like. Hey, Luke Sullivan. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. If anybody has any questions, please let me know. Janelle Hooper, hello. Sorry, I can't see my Facebook questions over there. Got too many screens going on. Way too many screens. Stop sharing. Okay. Add to stream. Here we go. All right, I'm back. Okay, let me try and get this guy smaller so I can see things. Can't. So let me know if you've got any questions. What else have I not covered? So that's the program. There is opportunity to get all of your questions answered once a month for our silver members and twice a month for our gold members. So you can ask away. Like a lot of the content will go through in our nutrition expert seminars. And then if you do get stuck, then the next week after that, we've got Power Hour where I'm going to go live with you and any questions that you've got, I'll answer. And then the following week after that for our gold members, they get an extra one too. So that's the difference between the two levels of the program. Silver has access to the expert seminars and one of those live question and answer sessions with me, and that's it. And then our gold members get the nutrition expert seminar, the question and answer power hour, and then you also get an extra power hour. Like we're going live in the gold lounge for our gold members. And the difference between those two levels, again, is that the gold level members or athletes get a whole heap of food stuff to help them along their journey too. So you get access to the recipe database, which has got over 120. God, I wish. I'm adding to it again after this is over before the end of the year, but there's over 120 recipes that I've developed in there that are perfect for active people, or anyone really. They're healthy, but I know that they tick the right boxes for protein, and I can show you how to scale your carbohydrate too. You also get access to my weekly menu planning service, which is 365 days of dinners all planned out for you, with the shopping list to go with that and the recipe to follow as well. So it's kind of like a meal kit type thing, except you've got to go to the shop yourself or do a click and collect or online delivery or something. But you don't have to do any of that thinking and planning and organization for dinners for an entire year, which is pretty cool. And the menus are seasonal. So we've got spring and summer and winter and autumn. And the meals that are in those seasons obviously suit as well. Like you're not eating salad in the middle of winter, and you're not eating like a slow cooker lamb shank type thing in the middle of summer either. So it goes with the season so that it kind of complements how you're feeling and what you are kind of craving in that weather. So that is for our gold members as well. And then I've also got a whole exclusive Triathlon Nutrition Academy database of extra meals and snacks to really help you build out your meal plan too. So gold level members get that. Gold also get my Fundamentals in Nutrition course. It's a 6-week self-paced course, and it is awesome. Like I know that doesn't sound very sexy. Like maybe I need to give it a sexier name, but there is so many nutrition knowledge bombs in there. Like I went back recently and went through it all again. And I'm like, oh, this is awesome. Like such a cool thing. I didn't really sort of promo it much, but gold members get access to that. So if you're looking for more and you're a gold member, you can work your way through that program as well. So there's things in there like how to eat well when you're eating out and ordering takeaway. There's a whole module on alcohol and managing that. There's a whole module on mindful eating, which I think is a skill that everyone needs to have. So that you're eating foods that you would otherwise maybe feel guilty for, but we're trying to eat them with maximum pleasure. So you actually are getting those pleasure centers to ding, 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 ding in your brain when you do eat things like chocolate, rather than like stuffing your face in the cupboard quickly so nobody sees you and then feeling guilty for it after. Does that resonate with anyone? So that there's a lot of nutrition gold in that fundamentals course, and our gold members get access to that because I want to give you more. Like I want to give you as much stuff that I can to help you in your journey to eat well and perform as best as you can. So I'm really excited to get started. Doors do close at 7:00 sharp tomorrow night. It is literally a click of the button for me to close it all down at 7. So if you are thinking about joining, make sure you get on well before 7. And if you have any questions and you don't want to ask me in this forum, just send me a DM on Insta or Facebook, whatever you want to do to ask it, and I'll happily answer it. Like I don't want you sitting there kind of unsure. Just ask. There's no stupid question whatsoever. And it also helps me understand like what you're looking for too, and I can direct you if this is not the right thing for you. So alrighty. Thank you for joining me on Facebook, Janelle. There's a few other people watching and listening, but I'm not quite sure who you are, which is fine. This replay will go up for anyone that is joining us late. Hi, Amelia, and Life Ever After, and Maddie. But yes, guys, doors close tomorrow. They are not opening again anytime this year, anytime soon. I'm wrecked. But I really want to make it an awesome experience for our new members, and so I'm going to work my butt off to do that for them. Janelle said, thanks, you're so welcome. Hopefully I'll see you on the inside, Janelle. But remember, if you are joining us before 7:00 tomorrow night, and then we're jumping on at 7:30 to celebrate with all of our members. So I will see you there. All right, I might jump off, and yeah, this is our last live for the week. It's been fun. Thank you so much for joining me. And I will see you on the socials around. All right, bye.